Yes, my name's Kai, and this is the very first Video Game Weekly. That's right, welcome on in to the first episode of a brand new weekly series I'm calling Video Game Weekly. Your chance to catch up on the newest releases, upcoming drops, and latest news in the gaming world. Now, before we get stuck into the video proper, don't forget, guys, go and enter the first CaiLife competition of the year. You guys can win a free copy of Hogwarts Legacy and Red Dead Redemption 2 Ultimate Edition for close to zero effort, minimal effort, and someone has to win. The link is in the description of this video. Okay, so first up, we're going to take a look at what games have been released in the last week, and dare I say, there's been a little bit of something for everyone. Unless all you really care about is GTA 6 coming out, in which case you're bang out of luck. So first up, we've got the initial early release of arguably one of the most anticipated games of 2025, even just in February, and that's Civilization 7, or Civilization VII if you want to sound like a really cumbersome nerd. Civilization, for the uninitiated, is an award-winning strategy game franchise, and Sid Meier's Civilization 7, to give it its full official title, empowers you to build the greatest empire the world has ever known, or so says the blurb. In it, you get to rule as one of many legendary leaders from throughout history and steer the course of your story by choosing a new civilization to represent your empire in each age of human advancement. Now, this means that you get the usual civilization fare. You get to construct cities and architectural wonders to expand your territory, you improve your civilization with technological breakthroughs, and then you get to conquer or cooperate with rival civilizations as you explore the world. Now, you can play Civilization 7 solo or rock up with some online multiplayer, which very pleasingly is cross-platform, although it is limited where there are any discrepancies in players' map sizes. Now, Sid Meier's Civilization 7, sorry Sid, is out properly on the 11th of February, but it's available to play right now if you purchase the deluxe edition in exchange for more of your hard-earned cash. Heads up, the game has received some incredibly mixed reviews, including some downright shockers. Gaming website IGN say there's good reason that with patches it can become everything it ought to be. It's also a bigger step backwards for the series than we're accustomed to. Meanwhile, Eurogamer synopsis was to say that Civilization 7 is a competent entry with some poorly executed ideas and a striking lack of personality, and gave it 2 stars out of 5. Ouch! Listen, if you're a fan of the series, there's still lots to love here, from the incredible sound design to the joy of dominating through sheer brute force, but it's definitely rough around the edges right now, and will no doubt be in a better state once it's been treated to a patch or 17. Civilization 7, Sid Meier's very own Civilization 7, is available now on Steam for £90? What? Or for £60 if you can wait until February the 11th. Next up is Sniper Elite Resistance for the PS5, PS4, Xbox Series X and S, Xbox One, and PC. Now, I've played a fair bit of this, which you can watch on this channel, originally in a live stream, but also in part 2, which is coming out this weekend, playing on my ROG Ally X via Steam, so essentially on PC. Now, the official propaganda for this game says that Sniper Elite Resistance offers unparalleled sniping mechanics, stealth, and tactical third-person combat, whilst turning the attention of the award-winning series towards a hidden war far from the front lines, deep within the heart of occupied France. Or French, as the game writes mistakenly at one point in the subtitles. In a gripping new story that runs parallel with Sniper Elite 5, Harry Hawker, agent of the Special Operations Executive, takes the lead for the first time as he discovers an insidious new Wunderwaffe, something so powerful it guarantees the Nazis will win the war, unless you play the game. If you play the game, you stop everything. The full campaign can also be experienced in co-op so that you can fight against the Nazi war machine with an ally and share weapons, items, tactical know-how, as well as help each other get back in the fight when you go down during firefights. But you're not going to do that because you're a pro. If you watch me playing this, you'll see I'm not such a pro. Now, as I say, I own this game and I've played this game. I love third-person shooters and I'm a massive World War II buff, so I thought that this combination would basically be as open a goal as an open goal can be in terms of what makes a great video game for me. Unfortunately, personally, I've so far found the game to be a fairly shallow, predictable, rough approach to the genre with some severely archaic mechanics. Now, I've got no idea if we're supposed to find the game hilarious, but the X-ray sniping death visualization things are a gimmick that wear off after about the fourth time that you've seen them. Each stage feels like a small sandbox with go here, do the thing, leave the area objectives. It's way too simple. The voice acting is atrocious, I mean impressively so, and enemy death animations in general are frequently surpassed by those we saw in GoldenEye on the N64 back in 1996. But hey, maybe that's just me, maybe you'll absolutely love it. Sniper Elite Resistance is out now, but don't say I didn't warn you. Now I'm about to do the sidestep to end all sidesteps and say, from Nazis and swastikas to Hello Kitty Island Adventure, name me a more iconic juxtaposition. I dare you. A Hello Kitty Island Adventure, which has just been released on the Nintendo Switch and on Steam on PC, was originally released in 2023 on the iPhone via Apple Arcade. Now, if you absolutely hate Animal Crossing and everything that Animal Crossing stands for, bit weird, but you'll probably absolutely hate this. But if you love Animal Crossing, you just might like the cutesy cozy vibe of Hello Kitty Island Adventure. In the game, you get to embark on a cozy open world adventure with Hello Kitty and friends, befriending beloved characters as you explore and restore a mysterious island, solve ancient puzzles, cook delicious dishes, love me some alliteration, customize yourself and your cabins, and so much more. It promises so much more than all of those things I've just listed. Now bear with me here, but think of a kind of a combination of Link's Awakening and Animal Crossing, and you've sort of got the idea with this. It's a cutesy game that has all the charm of the latter, but also has the added challenge of puzzles and mini-games. And you get to do all of the usual cozy island game mechanics, fun and frolics like grow flowers in your garden and fish and capture random creatures. It's a game that really does offer something for all of the family. It's perfect for a little one, and it's also a great stress-relieving meditative game for non-little ones. Now, it's worth mentioning that even though there's multiplayer, it's not cross-platform, and there's no couch co-op, so you can't play with someone that's actually in the room with you. But now that the game has received this wider release on the Switch and the PC, I'd expect the cross-platform issue to be addressed at some point in the near future. Hello Kitty Island Adventure is available now for 35 of your English pounds on Steam and Nintendo Switch or relevant currencies. Continuing our theme of something for everyone is Citizen Sleeper 2, Starward Vector, which is available now on the PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X and S, and PC. This is the highly anticipated sequel to one of 2022's most acclaimed RPGs. Citizen Sleeper 2 Starward Vector takes players to the Starward Belt, which is a richly realized, ramshackle set of habitats in an asteroid belt full of secret stories and characters trying to make ends meet. Now, in the game, you play as a sleeper, which is an emulation of a human mind housed in an artificial body. As you do, and you're on the run from the corporation that made you and the gang that seeks to control you. You commandeer a ship, build a network of crew and allies, and take on challenging contracts as you seek to build a future for yourself. Now, right now you're saying, yeah, but Kai, what the hell is it? Well, at its core, Citizen Sleeper 2 is a dice-driven RPG just like its predecessor. So you get to choose a class, you configure your skills, and then you play in tabletop-style fashion. Now, the first game was highly lauded, and this one has been too. IGN have given it 8 out of 10, and Eurogamer a whopping 5 out of 5 stars. So, listen, might be worth checking out, especially because Citizen Sleeper 2 is out now and at just £18.89 on Steam with a 10% price cut on its usual price. It's a bit of a steal. Now, the last major title on this list is Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, which has been released on the PS5, Xbox Series X and S, and the PC, which, by the way, this game has sold over 1 million copies in the first 24 hours of being available, so it's clearly doing quite a lot of things very right. Now, Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 is a story-driven action RPG with a rich open world set in 15th century medieval Europe. You get to experience the ultimate medieval adventure through the eyes of Henry, the character that you play as you embark on a journey of what the game calls epic proportions. Now, listen, if I'm going to play a game and it's got proportions in it, I want them to be epic. Now, it may not come as a massive surprise, but this game is a sequel with that 2 slapped on the end, and I'd probably advise that you play the first game, as this game picks up pretty much from where you left off in the first. In all of the usual ways that mechanics work in these kind of games, you level up your skills over time and must be wary of how you say, what you say, and when you say it so that you can be seen favourably by other characters in the game. Now, one lauded element for how the game treats quests and tasks is that you're able to get involved with multiple side quests or conversations and not have the game essentially say, "Nope, stick to one, please, thank you," which means that there is a really cool dynamism and fluency with how the game handles these interactions. Now, quite honestly, if you're a fan of RPGs and roaming around medieval Europe on a horsey and exploring some genuinely beautiful looking locales, by the way, this might be one that's worth picking up. Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 is available now for the princely sum of £49.99. All relevant currencies in your location. And last but not least, maybe least on this list, is Virtua Fighter 6 Billion. No, not really. It's Virtua Fighter 5 R.E.V.O, not sure. Still, no kidding, this is the 26th version of Virtua Fighter. So this sort of number 5 nonsense just needs to calm all the way down. Now, in the blurb, Virtua Fighter 5 R.E.V.O takes the gameplay of Virtua Fighter 5 and raises it to new levels! Which sounds like an incredibly vague, nothing way to say, hey, we released another one of these because... yes! So what does this new edition bring to the table? Well, this new Virtua Fighter promises 60 FPS at 4K resolution and new moves and content, including customization items from the Mega Drive, Saturn and Dreamcast editions. Now look, it's safe to say that if you're a fan of this series already, you'll probably want to pick this up. And if you're on the fence, it is priced extremely competitively at only £12.79 on Steam, which is with a 20% price reduction until the 10th of February. It is only available on PC. Right now it's time for this week's news, and first up is the big news that the Nintendo Direct Switch 2 info drop will be on April the 2nd, and I am so hyped for this. I cannot wait for Mario Kart. Listen, rumours have it that the Switch 2 will be released sometime in the period between April and June of this year, by which point the release tour of the console will be doing the rounds and in full swing. Rumours of a price point have it somewhere just north of the launch price of the OG Nintendo Switch, so think somewhere in the sort of £350 to £500 mark, with a Mario Kart launch bundle close to being officially announced. But listen, we're going to have to wait for April the 2nd for more juicy details, but I am so hyped for this launch. The Metal Gear Solid Delta Snake Eater remake launch date has been revealed. That's right, the iconic third release in the MGS series, which sits actually as a prequel in terms of MGS lore, will be released later this year on the 28th of August on the PSN store. Now, this is one of my favourite Metal Gear Solid releases from back in the day, and not only for the iconic Bond film style opening credits music. If you haven't checked this out, if you haven't played the game, play the game and check out the awesome opening credit sequence. And finally for this week, Steam are now giving users a heads up when software that's in early access has essentially been abandoned by the side of the road. Yes, that's right, now you'll be told not just if a game is in early access, but you'll also be told when the last update to the title was. Now, this is a very welcome addition, as even though many games we know and love do make it out of early access and go on to be a massive success, there are many more that fall by the wayside, disappear, and sink without a trace. Now, Steam's notification will warn you if that's the case, meaning that you can make an informed choice whether or not to buy something that was abandoned 3 centuries ago. Right, that'll do for the very first Video Game Weekly. Let me know in the comments which of these games you're looking forward to and which ones you'll leave left on red. And join me again next Friday for another Video Games Weekly, where we'll look at another bunch of newly released titles and more news from the gaming world. But as ever, thank you so much for joining me, and until the next video, take care, much love, and peace out.